I want to ask you a question. It is a simple question. A child could ask it. But I warn you, the answer will disturb you. It disturbed me when I first understood it. It still disturbs me now. Here is the question. How long does it take for light to travel from the sun to Earth? You know this one. 8 minutes. Every schoolchild learns this. Light leaves the sun, crosses 93 million miles of empty space, and lands on your face about 8 minutes later. Simple. But now I want to ask you a different question. A question that sounds almost the same but is completely different. How long does the light experience that journey? Think carefully. The light leaves the sun. It travels through space. It arrives at Earth. How much time passes for the light itself during that trip? And here is where everything you think you know falls apart. The answer is 0. Not approximately 0. Not a tiny fraction of a second. Exactly 0. Nothing. No time whatsoever. For that photon making the journey from sun to Earth, the departure and the arrival happen in the same instant. There is no journey. There is no travel time. There is no experience of crossing 93 million miles. Now wait. You are sitting there thinking this cannot be right. You are thinking that I am playing games with words. You are thinking that surely some time must pass even if it is very small. And I am telling you no. I am telling you that light does not experience time at all. Light exists completely outside of time. For a photon, there is no past, no present, no future. There is only a frozen eternal instant. This sounds like madness. This sounds like philosophy. This sounds like something a mystic would say, not a physicist. But I am going to prove it to you, and by the end, you will understand something so strange about our universe that you will never look at a beam of light the same way again. Let me start with something you think you understand. Motion. When you walk across a room, you experience time passing. You take a step, then another step, then another. Seconds tick by. You feel duration. The journey has a beginning and an end. Now walk faster, run, get in a car, get in an airplane. Does anything change about your experience of time? You would say no. Time feels the same whether you are sitting still or flying at 500 miles per hour. A second is a second is a second. But you would be wrong. And this is where the trouble begins. In 1971, scientists put atomic clocks on airplanes. These clocks are precise to billionths of a second. They flew the clocks around the world and compared them to identical clocks that stayed on the ground. The result: the flying clocks ran slower, not by much, about 200 nanoseconds, a tiny difference, but a real difference. The clocks that moved through space ticked slower than the clocks that stayed still. Now you might think this is a problem with the clocks. Maybe the vibration of the airplane affected them. Maybe the air pressure changed something. No, we have done this experiment many ways. We have done it with particles in accelerators. We have done it with satellites in orbit. The result is always the same. Moving clocks run slow, not because something is wrong with them, but because time itself runs slower when you move through space. This is not a mechanical effect. This is a fundamental property of the universe. Einstein predicted this in 1905. He called it time dilation, and the math is precise. We know exactly how much slower time runs at any given speed. Let me give you the numbers, because the numbers are terrifying. At 90% of light speed, time runs about half as fast. 1 hour for you equals 2 hours for someone standing still. You are aging at half the rate. Your heart beats half as many times. Your thoughts occur half as often. At 99% of light speed, 1 hour for you equals 7 hours for them. At 99.9%, 1 hour for you equals 22 hours. At 99.99%, 1 hour for you equals 70 hours. Do you see what is happening? The curve is not gentle. It is not linear. It explodes upward. The closer you get to light speed, the more extreme the dilation becomes. Now here is the question that should keep you awake tonight. What happens at exactly light speed? Let me tell you what the mathematics says. At light speed, time dilation becomes infinite. Your 1 second equals their infinite seconds, which means 0 seconds pass for you. Time stops completely, not slows down, stops. Now I know what you are thinking. You are thinking that this is just mathematics. You are thinking that maybe the equations break down at light speed. You are thinking that this cannot really be what happens. But here is the thing. We cannot accelerate a person to light speed because objects with mass require infinite energy to reach light speed. That is another consequence of Einstein's equations. But light has no mass. Photons are massless. And because they have no mass, they are born at light speed. A photon does not accelerate. From the very first instant of its existence, it is already traveling at 186,000 miles per second. And at that speed, time does not exist. Let me show you what this means with a thought experiment. This is the kind of thing I love. Let us really push our intuitions. Imagine you could ride on a photon. Imagine you could hitch a ride on a beam of light leaving the sun right now. What would you experience? You would experience nothing. That is not a poetic way of saying very little. That is literal. You would not experience the journey because there would be no time in which to experience it. The moment of departure and the moment of arrival would be the same moment. From your perspective, as the photon Earth and the sun would be in the same place, not close together, the same place. The 93 million miles between them would have contracted to exactly zero. There would be no distance to cross. This sounds impossible, but this is what happens to space when you move at light speed. Just as time dilates, space contracts. At light speed, space in the direction of your motion collapses to nothing. So there is no distance, and there is no time. The journey does not happen because there is nothing to journey through. Now extend this to the entire universe. There is a galaxy 13 billion light years away. Light from that galaxy has been traveling toward us for 13 billion years, longer than the Earth has existed, longer than our sun has been burning, an almost incomprehensible span of time. But for the photon making that journey, zero, no 13 billion years, no 13 seconds, no journey at all. For that photon, the distant galaxy and your eyeball are touching. They are in the same place at the same time. The entire observable universe has collapsed to a single point. Let me say that again because I need you to feel it. For light, the universe has no size. For light, history has no duration. For light, everything that ever was and ever will be exists in a single frozen instant. This is not mysticism. This is mathematics. This is the cold, hard logic of Einstein's equations taken to their limit. Now I want to tell you something that makes this even stranger. When you look at a star in the night sky, you are seeing light that left that star years ago. Maybe hundreds of years, maybe thousands, maybe millions. We call this looking back in time. The further away the star, the older the light. But here is the disturbing part. That light has not aged. By your clock, millions of years have passed since that light was created. But for the light itself, it was just born. It is exactly as young as the instant it was created. No time has passed for it, none. So when ancient light enters your eye, you are not receiving an old messenger. You are receiving a messenger that has never experienced time. A messenger that left its source and arrived at your eye in the same instant. A messenger that exists outside of time altogether. You are being touched right now by something eternal. Not eternal in the sense of lasting a long time. Eternal in the sense of not participating in time at all. Now let me tell you why this matters to you personally. Because it reveals something profound about the nature of time itself. You think time is universal. You think there is a cosmic clock somewhere ticking away the seconds, and everyone in the universe agrees on what time it is. My second is your second is the photon's second. This is completely wrong. Time is personal. Time is local. Time depends on how you are moving and where you are. Your time and my time are similar because we live similar lives at similar speeds in similar gravity. But they are not identical. They cannot be identical. There is no master clock. There is no universal now. And for light, there is no time at all. Einstein understood something that most people still do not grasp. Space and time are not separate things. They are woven together into a single fabric called space-time. And this fabric is not fixed, it bends, it stretches. It responds to motion and gravity. When you sit perfectly still, all of your motion is through time. You are hurtling into the future at the maximum possible rate. When you move through space, you redirect some of that motion away from time. You trade future motion for space motion. At light speed, all of your motion is through space. There is nothing left over for time. That is why time stops. You have traded all of it for motion through space. Light does not experience time because light is moving as fast as anything can possibly move through space. It has no motion left over for time. It exists in pure space, frozen in a single instant forever. So the next time you see light, I want you to remember what you are actually seeing. You are seeing messengers from across the universe, some from nearby, some from billions of light years away. By your clock, they have been traveling for vastly different amounts of time. But for the messengers themselves, no time has passed at all. They all exist in the same eternal instant. They all left their sources and arrived at your eyes simultaneously from their own perspective. You are surrounded by eternity. It is touching your skin